You have reached the Love You Divine Tarot channel. Experience expose. It's time to acknowledge the spiritual realm at play. You guys remember this? I caught this for you guys. I told you I was drawn to take the picture through my window, and this is what I found. And then the next day I was drawn again to the window. You guys will see it way back in the, I made a whole video of it because the last thing that I saw will blow your mind. Yeah, my screen is doing all kinds of crazy stuff. It may be a little bit smaller, but I don't care because it's weird, okay? So anywho, you see the next day, this is what happened. I was drawn to do this, and it's like it looked like 3, but then if I look at it clearer, it'll look like 5 or 6 or 7, I don't know, of these, okay? So, yeah, so the next day I was drawn to more of these, okay? Which I choose to say are spirits. So a lot of spirits are really, they did something this particular time, man, I'm telling you. And a lot of you guys, look way back in my videos, you'll see the whole entire video. And this is before they started really harming my channel relentlessly and then this is when somebody else came up with a name. And how they say the one from India, the one person, it's interesting that they have my same name because people used to make that joke and say, oh, well, if you get scammed, it's that one guy in India or some crazy stuff they say sitting behind the desk. Well, I have 2 people with the same name, that has channels as mine. And so a lot of my subscribers that I met out in the field, I hope they are never confused by this. However, I see that they have been harming my channel over the years, and now we're learning about all of this other stuff that's coming to light, which I was, always telling you guys something of the sort, okay, which I'm trying to post right now because I'm gonna let y'all see in every which way, something brief though. But this is my channel, and this is how it was before anything. You see how I went from the 2s to the 1s, and then if I go back to my other information that I have, you'll see actually more. But nevertheless, it's neither here nor there, but this is what's happening now. And I say shout out to subscribers like these, such as these, because this is what keeps your girl going. All right, I'm gonna go back and get some more for you guys. I'm gonna definitely go back and get some more so you guys can see that your girl, does not have a deserted channel like they pretending it to be. Like, I don't know what this is, but it's hilarious in its own right. And if people know, they know where to find me, so that's okay too. And I'm talking about, virtually as well, okay? That's right. The true saying goes, no monkeys can stop this real show. It has to go, It has to keep going and going and going, especially when the higher realms is guiding you, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it brings me to this next clip that I'm going to show you guys, because a lot of you guys recognize who I am. Like I said, you guys see me in the field. I've given you numerous lottery numbers until whatever, and I have proof of that. So, one second, you guys, let me see this. Welcome home, all of my divine loves and my divine lovettes. You guys know that I just have this interesting movie idea. Yeah. Now, definitely a movie idea that Leaves you scratching your head. Wait till you see the title. It comes up next. For all of my divine loves and my divine lovettes who are awaiting your birthday reads, hold on tight because they're upcoming, okay? Um, Everything is divine timing in every way. You guys, I've been receiving several extreme downloads. Um, I've been visited in my dreams. Um, by higher realms itself, and that's one of the downloads that I have to give you guys. Is very profound. Now this is also something that's been on my plate. Now I've been having my plate full for days and days, right? So I'm trying to give you guys exactly what is here for you. This is a message. This is a movie idea. Um, that was unbeknownst given to me by the higher realms, sources that be, okay? This is in regards to why people think this way, all right? Yeah, why people think this way, right? Yeah, and I don't know, the higher realms is giving me something right now that I have to express on the next. So let me see if I can do that. Bear with me. You guys, I'm gonna tell you, if you only knew how much, I'm gonna start giving my address out pretty soon so they can really check the activity in these buildings, because it's a lot of activity that shouldn't be transpiring, but it is. Now, we done already got to the bottom of them spying on Americans and all the above. But nevertheless, I want to get you guys back to the topic. But pretty soon I'm going to start giving my address and all the above just so they can check and see what the heck this is, because it's a lot of interference. I was just trying to, give you guys a message, and then all of a sudden they went through my internet. And like I said, they go through the sound bar for a lot of us through Bluetooth. That's why I don't like these Bluetooth captivity type of thing. So I turn my Bluetooth off, because they actually go through the Meta. I think it's Blue Meta or something like that. You guys do the research. They can really do these things. Now, whoever does not want me to ever post, you better take that up with the higher realms, because you're going to be suffering the most. It's not going to be ever me. So whatever that is, you better really find what it is, because that's going to be your, atrocity is all I can say. Because, this is ridiculous, you guys. I've been out here 9 years. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 9 full strong years. I've been celebrated, by YouTube. Doing the same thing, just getting that positive message out. So whoever you are, it's going to be your atrocity. I'm just telling you, that's the way it be, because the higher realms have appointed me to do thy will. And that is what shall be done under this sun. See, some people really got a fictitious moment where they really think they own Earth and all this people in it. And some of them pick their select. But they're going to get that bona fide horrific effect. And I can't make that up. So let's get on down to this toe-to-toe. You guys, this is what people think. Americans are so dumb. And let me tell you, the higher realms gave me this movie idea, and you guys already know what you know. Yeah, you figure in. Yeah, go figure. It's not a game out here. You guys know what it is, right? So anywho, this movie idea is come to me as something, and the higher realms just gave me the word dumb, in acronyms. The higher realm said they dangerously um, playing with the unity in such a way to affect you guys mentally, where it really has some type of catastrophic effect on your brain. So that, I guess, that the mind K ultra or K ultra, whatever it is. So that type of thing. So that's what the dumb is. Dangerously affecting the unity of the mind, body, and spiritual energy by affecting the mental brain, fallopian. And I'm hearing a lot of stuff, pineal as well. They try to do something to do that as well. And that is to delineate any type of great homeostasis state, spiritual state. All right. So the D is for to delineate you guys from your spiritual harmonious state. All right, unified. That's unified with your mind, body and spirit. So it's saying delineate you from your spiritual homeostasis state by affecting, the unity of the mind. All right, by putting you in a mind-blowing state is what it's telling me, because it's mind-blowing at the end. The MB is mind-blowing. And what they're saying is like, that's why you see these tragic events. That's why you must see certain things and stuff like that. That's what I'm getting. So, and you guys see what was the previous. Okay, so this is how things were going previously. Okay, this is what the higher realms want you to know. Now all the secrets are being dropped. You know what I'm saying? Their situation is a flop. All right, now that Americans are being spied on. We're being people, and the video is out because I posted it, and I posted timestamp for you guys to see for yourself. The video shows that we were labeled as terrorists, and when you're Native American or when you're indigenous people of this land, that's a disrespect, and that is a powerful, like I said, atrocity effect. That's going to harm them more than ever, and it already has started, because I haven't even started the fact that this is a civil lawsuit. I mean, not civil, but classic, if everybody get in on it. And I'm talking about major classic. I'm not talking about 2 cent, $50, no. I want this to be the most mind-breaking one for them. This is something that really make reparations say, what? Yeah, what that is. Because that was disrespect affecting all of, the collective. Okay, so that's why they think Americans are so dumb in every way. Now this movie shall have that in it too. So hopefully, somebody will give me a price range on how they want to purchase this movie. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, copyright's already done, and I'm, just letting you guys know what it is, the one, because I see now this is what I have to do. So the bottom line is, I'm open for offers to purchase this idea, okay? And so it's like a download movie idea, because I can't make that up, you guys. I can't make it up. It's like they're showing me a peace sign, okay? The higher realms is like, yeah, deuces, okay? For the main idea is about two powerful foreigners who are very powerful in their foreign land. The characteristics, it may be a male and a female gender. It could be however you guys want to, reconstruct it. You know what I'm saying? However the idea is here. And like I said, you guys make an offer, it will be studied and verified and whatever like that is necessary. All right, because I don't want this to be taken out of context. It's important. It's from the higher realms, and it has to be given in such a way where the message is, relayed. All right, so it's about two powerful foreigners. Okay, one is male and one is female. Okay. Yeah, they're trying to reach an ultimate level goal. So, yeah, they're successful in their country, but they keep hearing all of that stuff about expansion. If we can expand to America, because America has that name, all right, and everything, all right, very fruitful. So they saying that if we here doing this, we're very powerful here. But just imagine if we could take this to America. Like their businesses flourish in America, because you guys know we real full-blooded America's original indigenous and the FBAs and all the plays and the natives. All right, we make the simplest things fly off the rocket. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we could make and ooh. My goodness, we make anything fly off the shelf. You can find a little twisty thing, just a twist on your finger, and people will buy that. You will get 80 billion people buying that because it twists on your finger. That's how we do. We got people coming from all over the world want to come to America because we buy their food. We buy their food and we can't even pronounce it. So that is why that message is there, okay? So, hello from my dad, okay? So it's saying, it may he rest in peace, but he's always in my energy for sure. What is the common goal? Let me see here what it's saying here. Reach the common goal. Okay, so they are trying to, this male foreigner and female foreigner, they're trying to reach their ultimate common goal. What is their common goal? Well, not to be American, of course. All right. So their common goal is not to be American. However, they're trying to see how they can scale their their businesses and their hierarchy to America. The goal is, so they came up with a plan to the woman marry a man, all right? And the male marry a female. The true love of their lives in America, okay? So now what they're doing is this is a high level sense of love bombing, okay, that takes place in every way. And that's one thing Americans are, accused of. And I'm going to say Native Americans, FBA, the whole nine, you guys. I'm talking about the real ones, the ones who really operate out of the heart chakra energy. You guys welcome, that's my friend. That's a word that we don't put on anybody, you know what I'm saying? And because friend means to the world end. And these folk here, they're not sincere, okay? Let's just make that clear. So they are thinking of ways to escalate and expand their business. And they came up with that plan, all right? That is for the man, say, man, I marry a woman, and woman, you marry the man. However, Americans are not aware of this type of elevation, even though you hear in certain, business qualities and things like that, that marriage is basically a business. It's basically things of that nature. However, Americans, we are heartfelt, so a lot of heart chakra energy. We have a lot of that. That's why you hear a lot of people that did try that. They actually, may they rest in peace, got the bitter end of whatever that could be. You know what I mean? Because they thought that Americans are so dumb, but the American already knew, in advance what is to come. Right? And what type of energy they succumb to on a regular basis. Because make no mistake about it, and like I tell everybody, there's no such thing as smart or dumb. It's simply experience and inexperience. And once you marry a person, they have a certain amount of knowledge plus experience that's going to equal a level of wisdom in which that is earned, okay? The bottom line, I mean, that's it. So that is what's happening there. So they didn't expect that wisdom See, in their ideologies and hierarchies, they just think that, if it's not in a book, they're not gonna, really, it's not gonna, So if it's not in a book, maybe they'll never see what they're doing or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if anybody written about these scams as of yet, but the bottom line is I don't know that they're there. However, they're this is implanted, and this is the higher realm speaking loud and clear for this message to be clear why Americans are, labeled as dumb, okay? Because they succumb to the usage of their heart chakra. They really do trust you until otherwise proven guilty, right? That is how we do, and that's really what we adapted to. You're innocent until proven guilty. That's the way it's a real true person. Now, these other people, they came, to do certain things, and that's why you have gossip. We never had gossip. If you go back to years, and we never had that. We had people, speaking in regards to people that they cared about, because they were trying to help them. So that's the difference between speaking in regards to someone who needs the help versus gossip. We never had that. Like, I'm talking about, I'm just going to knock on the 20s and 30s and 40s and maybe some 50s, you know what I'm saying? Until things start changing up, where everybody was allowed to be around one another, when we didn't know that the tongue is what was cutting people. Oh yeah, those type of color people are they're even after winning the Nobel Peace Prize. So we were not we did not know that level of disgust, all right, or distrust, because once upon a time, truth be told, everybody could leave their door open. Everybody could leave their door open. We didn't have all of this, that, and the third, because we were not hurting each other in that form, okay? So now just go along with me, you guys. This message is for a movie idea, and it came from the higher realms, and it says the goal is not to be an American, even though they're marrying into American lifestyle, culture, families, okay? The goal is to marry the true love of their lives. That true love of their lives come from another foreign country with a very hierarchy, and they both came up with this plan that no one would ever see and understand, overstand, or understand this plan. That's what I'm seeing, okay? Because it blew my mind when I excuse me. Oh yeah, they tried to mess it up. So it blew my mind when the higher realms were showing me. The higher realms were showing me these two people are hooking up, you know what I mean? And they're married to these Americans, and they have families, and some of the babies, they need a blood check. It might be one baby that really need to be blood checked, and most recent. However, and so that part, also, man, some of them, all the babies need to be checked. If it's like 2, 3, that's it. Just be checking. Okay, yeah, because they've been hooking up the whole time with the love of their life, because they're following their game plan, all right, to generationally expand their business, okay, in which they started in their homeland, all right. So it says their goal is to marry the true love of their life, which is the other foreigner, to the other foreigner, and to expand their foreign business. Yeah, the only thing stopping them from this ultimate thing here is their each one of them
has to marry an American. So they have to get their citizenship. That's the only thing stopping them from, this type of thing. So the easiest way for them is to marry in. It says, then they have to arrange a death for each one of the ones that they marry. So I don't know if it's going to go on to the kids' death, freak accidents, car accidents, all these things. Because I'm going to tell you guys, I'm not even going to lie. I already know. You know what I'm saying? The day that I found out I was pregnant, with my second child, was the day I found I got hit by a car and knocked up in the air and landed on the ground. And came out my shoes and all the above. And so I'm just going to say this. We don't know how deep this rabbit hole plan go, but I'm just letting you guys know that this is the movie at hand. Okay? Then they have to arrange the death of both of these Americans. Okay? The ones that they married. And I'm going to just say the kids as well, because I don't see them leaving any trace. All right? I see them profiting off of this. All right? In every way. And disappearing without a trace. Now, unbeknownst to you or me, maybe this happened already before, but the higher realms just want you guys to know this is on the floor right now. Strangely enough, marry each other with a full legal citizenship, okay? And that's why they think that Americans are dumb, because they are more likely to succumb to the ideology of the heart chakra, which is love. They usually love, energy flows through that heart chakra, okay? Which is the highest energy of them all, which I always let you guys know. Don't forget now, people come in with that love spelled backwards, which is evil, right? So be mindful. However, again, this is my movie idea. I'm waiting for someone to grab it up. You know what I'm saying? Just give me a offer and it will be yours. Otherwise, tread lightly. You know what I mean? Because this is messaging, okay? In every way. So this is where we must part ways. If life lasts and death pass, you will see or hear me again. Oh, so the higher realms was also telling me while I was telling you guys about the things. These people also had insurance plans on their kids. You know how later on, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we got insurance plans for kids now? That part. I'm talking about like all of a sudden it's being promoted and oh yeah, you can, in case anything happens, yeah, okay. Well, there it is, okay? That part. So, keep your head up, pretend, I was going to say, keep your head up, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's pretending. Okay, so somebody's pretending not to hear. So anyway, this message, is, like I said, an offer on the table for a movie idea in which I am presenting. It comes from the higher realms. However, the higher realms say, you have to notify me if you want to purchase this. And this has to be a real decent proposal, not an indecent one, please. No indecent proposals. I thank you very much. However, this is where we must part ways. If life lasts and death pass, you will see or hear me again. Until then, parlay, peace be unto you, and within one.